All right, so you guys have spent probably about the last 10 minutes after landing trying to assess the damage on the Tesla.
Yeah, I want to request a damage report, actually, as captain. I don't know if we have to roll for that, or...
I would run it a difficulty 0, so if you want to build momentum, yes. That would be...
Okay.
So...
Would that be like a level 5 diagnostic? For those of you guys who don't know, level 5 is like just a cursory, like maybe like a minute-long diagnostic that runs, and it goes up to level 1. Level 1 is like a total strip down and getting in there with your bare hands.
Like, I was just thinking, I just want to ask, like,
sound
Vault,
like
maybe.
level 1.
Like, can I get a damage report kind of thing? Doesn't have to be super in-depth, just give us an idea of how the ship's doing.
Okay, so level 5 diagnostic, automated systems performance check by computer in about 2.5 seconds. Let's see here, level 4 automated system sweep with crew notification in 30 seconds. Level 3 auto systems check with minor crew verification, 10 minutes while the systems are still online. Level 2 automated analysis with moderate crew verification, systems online. Level 1, full automated analysis of systems with mandatory crew verification. Systems offline for possible disassembly and testing over a period of hours.
So basically, what I'm wanting to do is just see a cursory damage report and a is anybody hurt kind of thing. Whatever that would be. I guess the lightest version of that.
Level 5.
So yeah, we'll run a level 5, and then you can have section chiefs report in on crew.
Okay, yes, I want to do that.
So for roleplay purposes, what would I be using equipment-wise to get this? Would I be doing it from the bridge, or...?
Yeah, you'd be doing it from the bridge. You would just be telling the computer to run it.
Okay.
So say all departments report in damage casualty report.
So you get reports back from each of the department heads, and you find that there's only there's no deaths, but there are a few minor injuries. The rattling broke a couple bones. One person broke a leg. Another one cracked a rib when they were jolted really hard. They hit like the edge of a table, but nothing major.
Okay.
And Dante heads down to medical lab to go medical bay to deal with that.
Okay. Very good.
Right. Is Thoralus back on the
Bridge?
Yeah, he's headed up to the back up to the bridge.
All right. Thoralus, I'd like to get a scan now that we're down here below the surface of the storm to see if it's something that we can manage. See if it's something that our Evo suits, I can't remember what they're specifically called in Star Trek. See if our Evo suits would be able to handle it, or if it's something that we need to like how would we melt down? How would we be moving these? Usually by transporter, but I'm guessing that right now you said the transporter doesn't work. So okay.
Right. You do have
see if there's something that we can do if we can use the transporter system now that we're below the clouds to be able to beam this stuff aboard that we have.
So scan for any more interference you want me to do?
Right. See if it's feasible to be beaming this equipment.
So just saying, you guys do have anti-grav lifts in the cargo bay to make for easy lifting and transportation. So if you run,
we'll scan for that, and if that's not the case, then we'll start using the shuttle bay or the shuttles.
Okay. Well, as I said, you guys managed to land just right beside the research base, so you're like right there. Right.
Can I
However,
just,
if you want to run a sensor scan on the atmosphere to see if conditions are improving or worsening.
But we still have to know if we're going to be able to walk there. I mean,
Well, I was thinking we just call the lady and see if they're able to walk around out in it. The cat lady whose name is unknown.
Can we get a name on that? For roleplay purposes.
well, we'll have to ask it in game.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's what. All
I
right.
never wanted to hear.
Let's
Nana
run
say
the run the scan and see what we get back, and then we'll call her and see what's up.
So scanning up upper atmosphere or lower atmosphere?
Like sea level, ground level, the level
Yeah.
we're on.
Okay, so we're okay. What's that gonna be for rolls?
alright, so-
Reason science?
Should be if it's if you're using the scanners.
yeah.
I'll roll
And,
for the ship.
Say I got 1 success.
Nope.
Okay.
Actually, letting us down tonight.
What was the difficulty?
It was only a difficulty 1. And
Okay.
with the
Well,
sensor array.
difficulty 0.
Well, I was going to say, with the sensor array, that knocks it down to 0.
Okay, so we just
So
gotta
just
figure
get the before and after. So yeah, that's a free one.
Five
So
momentum.
you run some wide range scans, and the storm seems to be dissipating, and it seems to be safe to be outside now.
Okay, report back to the commander.
So safe to beam too, or no?
Yes, it would be safe to beam it.
I tactically would be logging this in my head. In the event of any sort of issues, it's safe to beam.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Communications. Can I get a line to the leader of this outpost, please?
Okay, so so Yoldat sends a hailing frequency, and there's no response.
Oh.
That's not good. We need to know where to take these supplies.
We shouldn't have any interference. Now, I mean, if it's safe enough to walk around out there without an Evo suit, we certainly shouldn't be having any interference with the communications.
I
Unless
agree completely,
unless they've
number
lost
one.
power.
All right, Dugan, take it away, team. Take some engineering, medical, and security personnel with you, and let's find out what's going on. Counselor Helm and I will remain on the bridge. Provide a scanner and other support as necessary.
Yes, sir. All right. I'm going to turn to the security chief. Ogar, Thrylis, Vault, you're with me. Doctor, please meet us in, I guess, where would we be leaving the ship from? Would that be from the cargo bay?
We can beam down, can't we?
Yeah, it's up
Well-
to you, Commander, if you want to beam or
That's true. We
walk
can
off.
beam.
It's,
We're told that it would be.
Yeah, like
No problem.
you could do that, or you could head out through the cargo bay ramp,
We'll
or
just do that. We'll just
Okay.
meet there in the cargo bay. All right, Doctor, meet us in the cargo bay.
you hear the
So-
pet back. Aye, sir. On my way.
So we have Doctor, Ogar, Thrylis, Vault, and myself are going to be going to the cargo bay. I'm going to get to the cargo bay. I want to relay the instructions the captain gave me, get everybody together. The 5 of us are going to go ahead in, and we're going to let the crew, the auxiliary crew, just take care of moving things into the station. Does that work, Mel?
That works. And also the diagnostic came back, and it only reports like some minor circuitry damage in engineering, and that one of the thrusters is still offline.
I thought that came
Uh,
back online with our create advantage.
It
No,
was
you just managed to pilot
I don't
it.
remember. that,
you
yeah.
you managed using that advantage. You leveled the ship off using the remaining thrusters, but the engine was still burnt, like mechanically, like damaged
Okay.
components.
I want
So
to.
you were able to.
Captain,
You were going to take damage landing, but your advantage kept it. You managed to level it off completely and not take any extra damage from landing.
Okay.
But the
I want to
component
send
is
a
still fried.
message. I want to send a message to Vault as captain and ask, Chief, are we able to? Is that something your crew can handle without you while you go inspect the base?
Yes, Captain. I shall have my crew straight away. I doubt they will have no problem sorting that now we are landed.
Thank you, and good work earlier on the landing.
Thank you, Captain.
Over and out.
All right, so I'm going to be leading the initial 5 to the. I'm assuming there's a front door, like area or something. Many entrances that we see.
Yes. So you exit through the cargo bay, and you do see the front entrance to the research station. You do see, however, there are steps leading up to the door.
Of course there are. All right.
But it's not like a big incline. You're talking like 3 or 4 steps.
Right. Okay. Well, I can handle them. It just
Not
slows you
Egyptian
down.
pyramid.
Right. Vault, Thrylis, if you wouldn't mind checking, see if there's any life signs inside, or if there's anything that we might need to know before we open this door.
Okay. Yes, Commander.
Out of character, can I be in contact with what's going on to be able to put my 2 cents in, or is that a no kind of thing?
As
Or
you
You
wouldn't
guys
know.
just report to me. Yeah. Okay.
Right. We would
Yeah.
be
That makes
reporting
more
back.
sense.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
would- if you want, if you just yell at us and say like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Sure.
All right. It's like you guys got a pair of walkie-talkies on your shirt there.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to I don't know if I should take my headset off till you tap your symbol or something.
No.
So you know what I mean for role playing purposes, or
No, just know what. Just log what you told them. No.
okay. Because I don't want to just jump in if you guys see something and I don't know about it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is where the challenge comes in, where it's like, okay, what, making sure that I don't respond to things I don't know yet. That's the
Right.
that's the difficult part.
Okay. Let's just go for it. I'll do good with it.
So I'm gonna take out my tricorder and begin scanning for life signs you asked for.
Or anything dangerous, just a cursory sweep.
Okay, anything out of the ordinary.
Right.
Is that also reason science?
And Vault, see if you can't get this door open.
Alright, so run over to the door, go to control panel, whip up my engineering kit, and grab my wrench.
Well, can we just open the door? I guess that's.
We
Well,
have
as
The first step is trying the door. Yeah.
No.
Just
So-
start
There's
banging
a
on the door with
creative
a
way.
wrench. I love it.
So you you
Alright.
run up the steps and you immediately take out your engineer's toolkit and you're about to start disassembling the control panel, and when the door just opens up, and the Cation that you had spoken to on the bridge before steps out and just gives you a puzzled look.
I look over. I think, my bad. I should have just tried to open it first, and then I could just put my wrench away and take a few steps back.
I'm gonna walk up, Commander Rodney Dugan. I'm sorry, I don't believe we got.
Sorry, got what?
Commander Rodney Dugan. I'm sorry, I don't believe we got your name,
Okay,
Miss.
cut off on there. She reaches her hand out and shakes your hand, which is a really awkward feeling for you because it's like cat fur, but it's seems to be a little damp for some reason.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right. God.
But what's her name?
for roleplay purposes.
Well, no, he asked what her name was. And he never mentioned it. Is all.
So, my name would be Katrina.
Is that CAT or KAT, Rena?
KAT.
That wasn't it.
Trina
That
Wet
wasn't-
Hands. It's a real literal name.
Wet paws.
What did my
And as you laugh about that, you feel her claws like dig into your hand there.
Okay, Katrina what, Mal? Or did she just say Katrina?
She just said Katrina. She didn't give you a last name.
Katrina, what is your role on this station?
So I'm the head researcher here. I make sure everything continues to operate efficiently.
Okay. Well, we're here. We've landed. We have our supplies on the way. If you could show me where we need these supplies to be, then we can get that underway. And I'd like to sort of debrief with you or whatever to see exactly what's going on around.
What about my scan? I rolled a success on that.
Right. You do detect life signs inside about 17.
Okay. So after Commander Dugan steps away from Katrina, I slowly walk over to him and explain to him. I detected about 17 life forms in the immediate area.
Thank you, Lieutenant. So is she gonna lead on then, or?
Yes, she is. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
creating a little diagram
No,
for you guys
that's
so fast.
So as the time goes
In
by,
the
I'm gonna send a message to Commander. Have you made contact or?
I was just gonna say that I was gonna report to you. Captain, so far we have made communication with Trina, the head researcher. That
I just realized it's reversed. That's gonna be hard to read.
main stairs. What's the bottom
So
thing?
the bottom thing is stairs. The center is the main building. The
Top
back
is
is redacted. Like you're not need to know on that one. And then on the other side there, you have storage and the generator room.
Okay.
Where are they right now?
We're still outside.
Yeah, we're outside
They,
the building.
They're outside. Okay, got it.
Where stairs was written, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and so you guys were climbing the stairs up to the front door on the main building, and that's where she met you. She gave you the quick layout of the building, and I assume you relayed that to the unloading team.
Okay. So she's let us in? Or-
Yeah, your guys are following behind as she's relaying all this information to you.
Okay, so before we leave the door, then I'm going to report back to the captain. Captain, I'm here with the head researcher, Katrina. It appears we have 17 personnel here on the station, and it looks like they're what was it? Their power. Their looks like emergency power is still, and I'll have my team start getting to work.
Thank you, Commander. Make sure if there's any injured, have Dr. Dante bring them aboard for medical attention.
Absolutely, sir. All right, so Katrina walks us through and shows us this stuff. I'll ask her, do you have any injured crew on staff?
No, we currently don't have any injured crew members. Thankfully, we had a few close calls. We had a few consoles explode on people from the power surge before we lost main power. But, I mean, it was a few minor burns, and we had enough medical supplies on hand to take care of it. And as she continues to lead you further into the building is pretty, you vision normally would probably be pretty well lit. It's pretty spacious. and it seems like a very sterile environment. But right now, the halls are very dimly lit, and you only have like running lights along the top of the hallways as she leads you down some twisting corridors into towards the generator.
Okay.
And as you approach the generator, the door for that room begins to open, and it reaches like halfway, and then power for the whole building just shuts down, and so the door is like stuck halfway open.
Right. Chief Vault, if you could get started in there, and we'll have the rest of your crew meet up with you in a moment as soon as they have their stuff unloaded, and try to get their power grid back online.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you squeeze through the doorway with your toolkit, and when you get inside, you see their generator, a standard planetary generator for a research station. The room is just like completely fried. There's just panels on the wall have just been blown, and there's still like little smoke coming out from the generator itself.
Mel, is there any I know that you can transfer power from ship to ship, but is there any way that my character would be aware of that you could transfer power to a station from a ship?
I assume that would be standard operation to be able to send a that beam of energy.
Right.
You would assume that would also be built into outposts.
Okay.
For emergency purposes.
All right. So finish. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Finish with what you, Burayos.
Sorry, you cut out then. I didn't grab that.
Oh, I just said, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead and continue your explanation to Burayos with what.
All right. Okay. Sorry. I just had my name mentioned. I was like,
Or is that everything?
No, that was everything.
Oh, okay. Captain?
Go ahead.
We've actually just lost power here in the station. Would you be able to send over some power from the ship to help us get back on some power to be able to... One of the doors got stuck halfway through here.
Yes, that shouldn't be a problem. Stand by.
Let's see here. That would be... Sorry, like, every time I have to look through this guide, there are so many combinations.
Yeah. That's
Like-
got to be the hardest part to remember.
Yeah, like D&D, it's simple. Like, oh, is that athletics? Is that strength?
Well, one of the cool
Right.
things about this system is you could just make it what it sounds like. So if it's like an engineering thing, it's going to likely be control engineering.
Yeah, well, I assume... This would be a starship function that wouldn't really require any rigging to do. So I figure
Well,
your
you just said that it was like a pretty common thing that
Yeah, it
bases
was.
and starships have. Yeah.
Yeah, so I figured your con officer would be able to do that from the bridge.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
We'll just make it let's say con and control, just to properly direct the energy beam to where it needs to go.
Control is this is sort of weird. 11 and con is
Is that computer's engineering for the assist for the ship?
Yes.
okay. You said con and control.
Yes.
Okay,
And it's
11
only a difficulty
plus-
1.
11 plus 4, so 15. That is a 9 and a 16, so 1 success.
2 successes. So it's a success and another momentum.
Capped out on momentum again? Or is that 5?
Oh, that's 6.
Okay.
All right, so a beam emits from the ship to towards the research station, and lights and functions on the inside begin to reboot and come back online. So your communications, filtration systems, lights, doors, it's all back online now.
But it's still not replicators.
No,
We
replicators.
gotta fix those.
Okay.
Lieutenant Lieutenant Thrylis, do you think you can be of any assistance to Chief Vault?
In repairing damaged, I can't think of the word. Damaged things? I can't think of the word for it.
Equipment?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I can help him out.
Great.
Commander.
Katrina, is there have I seen anybody else besides Katrina as we've been going through?
Yeah, you'd seen just kind of random scientists just moving around area to area trying to get things back online, especially once power came back on. People are scurrying from station to station trying to salvage data and anything they can do.
All right.
Are they scurrying because they're cats?
No, but they're a mix of races. You do have there's definitely some Andorians, a couple Vulcans, some human.
All right. I'm going to also turn to the doctor and say, Doctor, if you don't mind checking out their wounded. I know that she said that everything was under control, but I would like to just make absolutely certain that there's nothing that we can do to assist with that.
She hits the intercom on the nearby wall, and she calls for for 2 people, and they come up and they show where their minor burns were. They've been healed.
Okay. Ogar, if you can stay with the chief and lieutenant, and Katrina, if you wouldn't mind, do you have a place we could talk?
I said, yes, you can step into my office. And she leads you down a hallway towards her office.
All right. I am looking as I go. I want to scan the area. Do I see anything out of the ordinary? I'm going to try to find out from her what kind of station this is, what they were exactly. But is anything, as I'm scanning the room, looking at it, does anything stand out to me as wrong, as right, as just in general, as I do a cursory sweep of the area that I'm going through? I'm trying to get eyes on as much of the place as possible, which is why I'm asking her to take me yet further in through.
Yeah, so she leads you through down a couple hallways into a pretty big office, and as you pass, you don't seem to find anything out of place for just a standard research station. But as you go by, some of the panels seem to refer to from what you can make out, they seem to be researching like local flora, fauna, local parasites, assessing habitability, and so on.
Okay. So I'm going to ask her as we walk. I'm going to talk. Say, so what exactly is your station's purpose out here? What are you guys studying out here?
As she leads, she says, well, this planet has a lot of really unique flora and fauna. The symbiosis between some of the parasites and the animals here is unlike what we've seen in a lot of other, and almost anywhere else in the galaxy. The way that when they fuse, they enhance the abilities of both of them, like several fold.
Is there any like, have you noticed any sentient life on the planet? Like, how would they define that? And would it be sentient life, or
Yeah, they'd be looking for
life and sentient life, right?
right.
Intelligent life?
Intelligent life, yeah.
She says no. This planet is still still pretty like in terms of Earth, pretty like prehistoric times. There's not humans. It's just animals as of right now, and we can't tell of any of them that are on the verge of developing into intelligent life.
Well, I appreciate you referencing something that I would know. As a human. So how long have you been down here?
This research has been down here for about a year now.
The station was just built, essentially.
Yeah, we're still a relatively new station. As such, like we were not prepared for such a storm.
And you said this is the first time that you've actually come across this kind of storm.
Right, it's the first time that we've come across this kind of storm. We've seen this like on smaller scale, but nothing this big or destructive.
And are you the only station down here?
As of right now, yes, we're the only station. Because we're here to research, especially the parasites, and determine if it's going to be habitable for colonization later, or if we need to do our research and get out.
Do you see any problems with habitation?
She says only slightly. The parasites. The problem with them being is they will attach to anything, even sentient life. Which is why this was critical. We need the power for our biofilters to keep them out. But once you're infected with it, you can't leave the planet. You're permanently stuck to this atmosphere. If you try to leave it, like even enter a starship and leave, without having the exact same atmospheric and magnetic properties of this planet, you will both die.
Doctor, I'm sorry, I guess, yeah, she'd be a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Is there any chance that myself or my crew may have been inadvertently exposed to this parasite as we were attempting to help you out here?
So were any of you bitten by any creatures on your way in? Probably. Usually they're spread by nothing smaller than a decent sized snake like creature, an eel.
Not that I was aware of. If you'll excuse me, Captain.
Go ahead.
I've just been informed that there is actually parasitic life on this planet. Not very small, smaller than a meter. But there are creatures out here that if they bite anybody, they'll have a parasitic infection on the person, and it will cause death if removed from the atmosphere in which from this type of atmosphere. So I would certainly advise restricting any access to and fro without proper guards to be able to ensure the safety of our crew from here on out.
Absolutely. Do you require any hazmat suits or anything of that nature?
She says,
would those kind of suits wouldn't stop a bite, would they?
Environmental suit.
I don't know.
Depends on the creature.
You just told me
Right,
there's
right.
parasites.
No,
so...
I know. I'm trying to get info for me as my character.
Sure.
Without knowing the size of the fangs on the creatures, you're not sure.
Right.
But she says we do have a protection in place in and around the base. We have biofilters for anything that makes it past our repellent that we use. It uses a special magnetic frequency that repels anything usually with a parasite. It scrambles their brain and causes them to wander away from the field.
So as long as you have power, everything's fine.
Right.
Right.
Commander.
And we're still open, by the way.
Right. Yeah. Commander, has has anyone tried to leave the planet lately? That's been infected?
And I look at the doctor expectantly.
It's like, well, we haven't. None of our crew has been infected. We did a crew rotation about 3 weeks ago, and everyone who left is perfectly fine.
So how did you find out about this situation? Like this infection that...
So unfortunately, that would rely on the starship that discovered this planet. There were some prospectors looking for some valuable minerals, and she looks sad. It's like they never... their ship was adrift around the planet afterwards. They weren't able to leave the planet. They died when they attempted.
Is the ship still in? I guess I can get scanners to find that out. When did these storms begin?
She says, well, it's not in orbit anymore. The Starfleet hauled it away before we built the base. It's probably in some shipyard, waiting to be deconstructed.
Captain, either way, I would still recommend additional security, just to be able, just to keep eyes out.
Yeah, yes, you've got it. Don't worry about that. I'm sending them down. Keep me informed. I'm not thrilled about this. So let's keep our heads on a swivel out there.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do some digging here, see what we can find.
Okay. Is this a good time to transition over to the ship?
Yeah, that would be a good time.
We also got to get back to Burayos and them too.
And
The only thing I would like to do is our counselor's a betazoid, so I wanted to see if we could use her telepathic emotional abilities to detect any kind of, I don't know if nefarious is the right word, but anything like that that might tip us off that something's not right.
Okay.
Or she's half betazoid, half Falcon.
She's half betazoid, but she does have telepathic capabilities. She can read the surface thoughts of...
Right.
good idea.
Okay, so if...
She is a she too, I think.
Yes, it is a she.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know. I know that our helmsman has gone from helmsman to helmswoman to helmsman, so I'm not exactly sure.
Helmswoman should be a she.
Okay.
I don't know if I roll for that or who rolls for that. But
was it? Yeah, you can roll for it. We're gonna make it a... what would that kind of ability be? Wow.
presence maybe, or no, probably insight would be.
Well, you said it's an empathic thing, not a telepathic, but
No, she has telepathic.
She has telepathic. Yeah.
Yeah, telepathic.
know,
She
like,
can read. She can read
from,
surface thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, because Commander Troy was all about emotion, so I didn't
Yeah.
know if that.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if that's a Betazoid thing or just a Troy thing.
Well, it's
Right,
a betazoid.
That's the empathic, right?
And then her mother was telepathic.
Hmm.
Okay.
So hers would probably be insight security. That's generally what a
Oh yeah, judge where the person is a threat. Yes.
Does she have a? I don't have numbers for
Yeah.
her. Do you have it, or am I just using
insight
mine?
security for her be 11 plus 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a difficulty 1.
All right. How much momentum do we have?
6.
Can I
6.
buy an extra die?
Yep.
Everybody cool with that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's an 11 and a 12. So a pass and a fail.
So, but that's enough.
No, a 12? A 12 is what your target was.
Oh, was it? I thought it was.
Yeah. So
Was
you
it 11 plus 1?
11
Yeah,
plus 1 is 12, right? So you rolled 3 dice, you got 11, 12, and
Third one is 16. So that's definitely a failure.
so you got 2 successes,
With
which gives us back in momentum.
Yep.
Because Melt said it was a 1 difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she seems to concentrate for a moment, and said, "No, she's not lying. She is hiding something, but everything that she's told you is the truth, and she does not appear to be have any nefarious thoughts or plans or actions towards you guys."
But she is hiding something.
He said, "As most
Everybody
people
has
are."
their secrets.
Sure. Can you tell if it pertains to this situation we're in, or is it like something personal, like her wet ass hands? Pardon.
It's definitely something about the research, but she's not lying about it, about their purpose being here.
Got you. Thank you, counselor. I sent a message to Dugan, a private channel.
Excuse me, as I turn and walk over to the. How far away would you? I mean, like, how would that work? How does private stuff work?
I assume it would.
Because in Star Trek, they're just like, excuse me, they turn like this far away, and now it's private chat. Even though...
I would say just treat it like the TV show, you know.
Okay,
like,
all right.
If all we have to do is turn around and it's private, then it's private.
Okay,
kind of
all right,
thing.
cool, all right, cool. So is that yes? Is that good?
But I mean,
Mel?
that's up to
someone
Mel, so-
someone want a techno babble explain how that works?
Okay, so private chat. Excuse me. Yes, Captain.
So you know, we're getting Counselor Lemestre has detected there's something she's hiding something. It's not we don't find it to be nefarious or that there's lying necessarily, but if you can see if you can do some digging into the research and find out what else they know about the planet, because we think there's something else, but we can't put our finger on it just yet.
Will do, sir. As far as what I've found out so far, they were sent down here by Starfleet to investigate the local flora and fauna. Basically, apparently, this parasitic entity that I was discussing earlier that might be a threat to us. Also, what did you say? They bonded with the flora?
No, with the animals.
Oh, with the
fauna.
other animal.
Yeah.
This parasite actually bonds with the other creatures on the planet and forms a symbiotic relationship that's beneficial for both the host and the parasite.
Let's see. Well, we're missing a piece of the puzzle. When you get a chance, relay this info to the lieutenants with you, and let's see if we can pool our resources and figure out what's going on.
Yes, sir.
And that's
all right.
Out. Over and out, or whatever.
It's still your scene, not my scene, so.
Who, me?
Yeah, it's still your scene.
Oh yeah, over and out. That's it. We're good.
Next scene. All right, so let's head back to the engineering team.
Okay, so like, is the generator like almost similar to a warp core, or is it more mechanical, like almost like a futuristic combustion engine?
It's similar to the warp core, except it doesn't run off of a matter-antimatter reaction.
Mel, are we losing momentum between each one of these, or are these happening like at
These
the
are
same time?
at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all going on at once. It's just the party split, all doing their own thing at the exact same time. No momentum
Gotcha.
loss so. Even though it's nice that would be from my side.
Well, I assume when we do maybe an entire loop of everybody, then the next beginning of say me, because I kind of started out the three-way split. Next time I come back, we lose one maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work. It works slightly different, just has a different fuel source. It uses canisters of a highly reactive substance that has no byproduct once it's fully done its chemical chain. It just evaporates. 100% eco-friendly.
Obviously.
But it's usually designed to be disassembled and removable. It's not a permanent installation.
Alright. So I was trying to think of roleplay for it.
And by this time, I'll say that some of the crates have been brought in, and you looks like you have enough parts that you could just reassemble an entire new generator for them. Like, not even try to repair it, just scrap it and build a new one.
I'm in the same room with him, right? Helping him out.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we're in the engineering room, and whilst the previous conversations have been going on, Burayos and I have been assessing and just having a little gander at the pretty much destroyed generator, and we're both I stand there, and we're both side by side, and I just look up at the generator and just glance back and seeing all the crates that are just coming in. And I just certainly like murmur under my breath, but just loud enough so Burayos can hear, just being like, this thing is so screwed, we might as well just make a new one.
At that, oh, sorry, go ahead.
And then I just just spin on my heel and then start walking towards the crate.
Okay. On that note, having been so lost in thought while looking at this generator, I didn't even realize that the crates had arrived yet. So I kind of looked back in shock, like, "Oh wow!" And I call back towards him, not frantically, but almost just like I had an idea and I want you to know it, but take no note of it. I don't know how to describe that feeling. I was like, "Oh, I was thinking we could recalibrate the primary fusion assembler," and then I start to kind of jaunt off towards him. And but I guess we can just build it all over again too. And I follow him, and we start unpacking the crates, going through everything we have.
Who is the other member that's with us?
You guys have the security
Ogar.
security chief. Ogar is with you, and then
A guy with the name Ogar probably is not the best dude for coming out with this kind of stuff.
He's our guard, essentially.
right.
Ogar strong.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm
Just picks up
gonna
an entire crate.
Perfect.
I'm gonna message you guys and just ask for an update. Lieutenants, what's the status on the repairs?
Okay, I'll respond to that. Well, he's the captain, yes.
Correct.
That's correct, Lieutenant.
Captain to lieutenant. You're the captain, right?
Are you the captain? Hey, Captain, are you the captain?
Well, Captain, we have.
It's been a long day,
looked
Lieutenant.
over. We've looked over the damage to the generators, and it looks like our best course of action as of right now is just to use the supplies we have to and assemble an entirely new one.
Roger that. Well, if you need any other supplies or help, please let me know, and we'll get them down there for you. But keep it up and keep me posted.
Yes, Captain. So, do we roll for how do we go about progressing building this thing?
Okay.
That's the same question.
All right. So,
Roll for
were you going to
construction of the
replace
generator.
or repair?
We're going to replace.
Going to replace. Okay. So, if I can find that. Here we go. So that will be a engineering. Let's say engineering control. And because you've got the bits of the engineering crew popping in and out with new crates and to help with assembly, it's just going to be a difficulty to try and quickly get it done because you guys are on a time constraint.
Okay. And I'm assisting, so I'm only rolling one, right?
Right.
Okay.
By time constraint, I was just saying 30-minute mark. Not in-game constraint.
Right. Yeah, no, I know what you meant.
I got 2 successes.
Thankfully, because I got none. So as I sit there and diddle around with these parts, and I just appear completely lost. Meanwhile, Volt over here has a what appears to be a functioning generator.
It still takes you guys some time. By the time we loop back around to you guys, it'll be done.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go back to our first officer,
We lose the momentum.
and we will lose 1 momentum.